call tonight's meeting to order. I'd like to ask you all to take your seats after we say the pledge for a moment of silence for all of our fallen citizens and emergency responders in 9/11. So I'll call a meeting to order at 7 o'clock, September 11th. Please rise for the pledge. Please enjoy a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much for that. Mary, can you please take roll?
Murray?
Here.
Job?
Here.
Getzinger?
Here.
Wacky here. Patrick?
Yep. Set and amend the agenda. We're going to make a change to the audit report. Will be moved to November 13th.
I would like to add,
I've got
oh, whoops.
Oh, there it is. Sorry.
This is under correspondence, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Monica.
Oh, that's okay. I was just letting, Jim brought up a good point last month about the MTA training that's taken place up in Frankenmuth. I would like to add that to the agenda to send the new supervisor-elect to that training.
So 9F.
Yep, 9 up.
Is there a motion to accept the agenda as amended?
Motion to move, accept the agenda as amended.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, what agenda work from? Public comments?
Make sure it's on this time. Test, okay. Steve Nickel, 22675 Armada Center. This relates to last month and I think a couple months prior, but I didn't go that far back. But on February 5th, 2018, there was a motion. It was passed by Bednar, seconded by Patrick, approved job description to assist in gathering necessary financial information that I need because she is familiar with QuickBooks software and qualified to understand BSNA. February 8th, 2023, electronic ordinance records, motioned by Patrick, seconded by Murray to allow supervisor to use deputy to help transfer complaints in the BSNA system. Motion was carried. Looking back at the bills for the attorney, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 dates listed that the deputy supervisor reached out to the attorney regarding code enforcement in a total of $360. However, looking back here at the time card that was supplied, those dates, and I double checked to make sure that the dates that are on the left-hand side are the dates that are actually received phone calls, that those aren't the dates that they respond back. That's when they receive the phone call. On the time card, all of those 5 dates, there's no time at all recorded. So I'm not sure if we're doing work for free, and I know we've talked about that there's no free work around here. If there is time allocated towards that, it's not listed on here. And you guys all made a motion to not give her any ability to deal with code enforcement, yet she reached out to the attorney 5 separate occasions just in the last month, and this board paid the bills. And I'm not sure why they decided to pay the bills. At some point, if you guys are going to make motions, I'm not sure why we don't follow these motions. And if you decide to deviate from them, why are we deviating from them? And again, you went ahead and paid the bill. There was no time allocated, and there is a total of 14 14.75 hours. And also, there's absolutely no, I mean, I hate to say it, but it looks like a third grader did this timesheet. There's no explanation as to what work was done, when it was done, and it doesn't coincide with what work is done here. So I would like to know why you guys paid the bill.
Because we've already been issued a complaint with the state for not paying her in the past.
No, we talked about the attorney bill.
But, the attorney bill, well, that's true too. Yeah,
Well, if
the
you look
attorney
at the
bill.
way, okay, so Monica, to what your
Yeah.
point, if you paid because you had a issue before,
Right.
you can see where my concern is at,
Right.
that you have 5 dates alone, just in the last month, that A, she was not allowed to contact the attorney. B, she did contact the attorney, racked up dollars, you guys paid the bills, and then the time card doesn't even reflect that. So you see the pattern that you have no accountability as to what's going on, but you're paying the bills. And what happens when the new administration comes in and now we get slapped with a lawsuit because the state is now gonna be asking why that
The board wants to
the
talk about
individual
work
wasn't paid?
performance, so it'll need to go into closed session.
What?
Okay, he said that if we want to talk about performance, we'll have to go into closed session.
Okay.
Which would be fine.
You guys can do that. I'm just saying, if you've done that, you're, again, my point is that the time card does not reflect the times that we're here. So how are you justifying paying somebody when the time card doesn't match? If I tell you I worked for 40 hours,
Right.
but I don't have proof of that, but you still pay me, that seems a little bit suspicious.
Yes, it
I would
does.
prefer
And
to
I
not
thank
have
you- And I thank you for bringing that.
Litigation
Oh.
coming into the next administration. So if you guys can try to control this, it would be nice. Thank you.
Well, that's a great point, because there's $4,000 worth of attorney bills in the last month.
800 of them are from the clerk for FOIA requests and all FOIA requests.
Lost my job.
But that you shouldn't have to spend $810 when you've been doing this job for
Still,
this long.
at the end of the day, the cost to do business, cost to do business.
That's right.
Pat Gaxter, I live at 23535 Armada Center Road, Armada. I'm here today to encourage everyone. I double-checked. Only 66% of our population voted in the last presidential election in November. That's not good, folks. We came out 31st in nations for voting. So we need to encourage our neighbors and our children who are hopefully registered to vote if they're 18. And if they're not registered, get them registered. We pride ourselves. We need to act tomorrow on the 12th the way we did for 9/11. We came together as a nation. We played in the same sandbox. We did not pick and choose. I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm an independent. We were Americans. And we need to get back to that. I don't care who you vote for, as long as you vote.
Didn't the state want to register the kids to vote when they got their driver's license?
It was a suggestion, not a, the kids could go in and, would you like to register to vote? Well, no, not today. That kind of
I know.
situation.
You now have to, but you now have to opt out when you renew your driver's license.
You have to opt out of
If you
registration.
do not opt out, you are automatically registered.
That's what I thought, okay.
Well, then I want to make sure everybody's got proof then. I don't want dead bodies voting.
No, it's good that people vote, I totally agree.
But when you look at it, there were 31st as a nation. That's sad.
That's pretty bad.
That is sad. And the 66% of Macomb County, that's sad. We got to get over this.
I know Macomb County did go into all the high schools in the county also to register.
That may be,
students.
but that doesn't mean they're going to vote.
No, and I understand that, but I
You
know
can
at
be
least they're trying to
registered,
get
but
them to register.
what
But if
comes,
you don't-
push comes to shove is, are you going to show up and vote?
Right, no, I totally understand.
And some people aren't. I mean, I realize that. I
First 2
do.
years out of school in the military.
But
You can
the
still
fact
vote
of the
there, too.
matter is, it's not a matter of if you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent. You are an American, And if you think about it, are we gonna hand the nation over to somebody else? If we don't vote, we will. So we need to get out there and we need to vote. And we need to be educated. Just because it's on the internet does not make it true. Just because Aunt Mary said it does not make it true. Do your own research. And a lot of us, my age, were taught you don't talk religion and politics at family gatherings. No, but at the same time, be educated yourself. Ask your own questions. Do your own research. Decide for yourself. And encourage your family and your neighbors to vote. I beg you, not only, but this time, because your wives, your sisters, your daughters, and your granddaughters' lives depend upon it. It would be a sad day. I'm 80, that my granddaughter, who's 10, would have less rights than I have. And if you read some of the agendas that are out there, she could. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Roseanne Beetham Zeblin, 74965 Fulton Street. I just didn't know how to approach this. I'm going to have questions on the rezoning of the car wash property and next to it, and it's just some questions, so I want to make sure that's going to be okay. I see it's going to be addressed maybe in 9B, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be asking about 12 questions about that.
Did you get a chance to go to the planning meeting? 'Cause
Oh,
you-
of course not, because there was a Monday that was a holiday, so when I jerked on the door on Thursday, when I thought it was Wednesday, I was too late. So, too much going on in my life and I missed it, so.
Okay.
But I have some questions about it because 1.5 parts of my property touched that. And, it's been very good so far, as far as the car wash, but I have some things that go on there that I want to ask about, so. Just tell me what I have to do that, and I'll go from there.
Ask those during the agenda item, or
Yeah.
okay.
Just wait till then? Okay, thanks.
It can't be a debate per se, but you can share your concerns.
Oh, yeah, there's some concerns.
Okay? Are there any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll move into our consent agenda.
I had just a few questions. The Rockwell FOIA, what is Rockwell?
That's a FOIA that went around to all of Macomb County. I joined up with 3 other communities to have Christine answer the FOIA. You know, you don't want to get sued. So I reached out to Christine with 2 other communities and we split the bill.
Because there, of course, were attorney bills, which was
Yes.
referred
That's
to
what-
earlier.
And that's what that's for.
It says something about research on fee exemptions. Is that something?
Because they're nonprofit.
They said they didn't have to pay because they're a
Well,
nonprofit?
They're not, usually they ask for that because they're nonprofit.
Gotcha.
I didn't charge them anything.
But we still had fees.
You
to
can't
do
charge
that.
the attorney fees.
I mean, as far as your preparation fees, right? Did you charge that?
All Christine did was draft the letter. We went back and forth and emailed the information to the lady. And the letter from Jonathan Brader, I already had that, so I didn't have to,
There wasn't a lot of
Research that.
preparation. Okay,
No.
thank you. And
Is
then, sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
I just wanted, was that similar to what happened last year with that? Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
And then my other question is the status update on the community projects. It reference notes from 6/28 meeting in September packet. Is that referring to the planning commission packet, or are we supposed to have received notes regarding Blake's traffic study in our packet?
That was in the planning commission packet.
Right.
It wasn't prior to.
the minutes. No. Weren't you waiting for them?
We got them.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and they were in the planning commission packet.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I apologize, I didn't realize the copy wasn't forwarded to our office.
Will we be provided that then? Could we be provided?
I can put it in your boxes.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions about the consent agenda?
I don't have any questions.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda items as presented.
Is there support? Okay.
Marie?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Getzinger?
Yes.
Swack, yes. Patrick?
Yes. approval of our minutes from the August 14th meeting.
I'll
Make a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
That's in the consent agenda.
Was that?
We already did that, that's in the
Oh,
consent
that is-
agenda.
Okay.
Okay,
So down to
we're
correspondence.
good.
Yep, correspondence and information. I contacted Dan Vanette from Priority to see what day in October would be the good day for the large item pickup, and we coordinated it with October 12th. So I have the draft for the publication, and I've made copies. We'll put copies out front. I'll take it to the village, just so everybody knows, and we'll put it on the website.
Cool.
Thank you.
And I've had a lot of calls lately on paint.
Nope, no paint.
No
Only
paint.
if the cans are dry. The county used to have a program, but I don't know if they have that
I don't know the
anymore.
run, I used to pick up hazardous waste, the fire
Yeah.
department at one point, but they don't do that anymore
No.
either.
Mm-mm.
'Cause there's
I
really
know
no place for
whenever
us
I'm
to take it.
throwing out paint,
Mm.
I just make sure everything, if there is any liquid in there, that it's completely dry.
You put the
And
packets
then
in there.
put it,
They have packets you can put in there.
yeah, but I usually,
just-
I just, if I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
yeah.
did, kitty litter,
Okay.
leave
Mhm.
the can open.
Yep.
Right. Sound Like Appraisers Inc., the annual renewal. Tom is asking for a 4.5% increase according to his contract.
Yep.
It's time for his renewal. That would increase his monthly fee from $3,780 to $3,950.
I'll make that motion to approve the assessing contract from Seneca Appraisers Incorporated with a 4.5% increase from $37.80 to $39.20, effective October 15th.
I support that.
Last year, and I believe the year before, it was not related to their performance, but I had requested comparable.
I
you know-
did give you information on that last time. I think Kylie gave it to you, how they
Yeah, but
figured that
I
out.
would like it to be with, I guess I would expect it to be with their request for an increase that they would have provided.
I mean, I
some
can get that
information.
from her, but it's,
Well,
they're pretty cheap compared to what other communities pay,
And pretty good.
and very
yeah,
good.
and I'm not denying that, but as a
Yeah.
board member, if we're to properly evaluate their rate and their proposal, it's hard to do without, in my opinion, without some support documentation, so, that's my concern in this one.
Marie,
Yes.
Swack, yes, Getzinger,
No,
Joe,
Yes,
Hedrick.
Yep. Motion passes. 2029, or 22,900 Armada Center Road rezoning from R1 to B2.
I'll make the motion and we can discuss. Want to do that?
Yep.
I'll make the motion to approve the rezoning of 22900 Armada Center Road, parcel 1202-226-020 from R1 to residential, from R1 residential to B2 general business as it meets all the standards of section 19.065 of the Armada Township zoning ordinance number 114. Notice of adoption of ordinance number 1144 to be published and will include the rezoning of Miller Farm that was approved in April but not published.
I'll support.
Roseanne, I'd let you speak now, if you'd like, if you'd come to the podium.
So my home happens to be on the north end of town, and I've got that whole corner section on the southwest corner. And there's multiple things that are happening there, and it's like, I'm sorry I missed that meeting, I planned on it, just had the wrong day. When I go to pull in my driveway already, I'm almost rear-ended. I go out twice a day to feed a 90-year-old. And the traffic there is very tight now. Not all the time, but when school is on, and we seem to have a lot more traffic maybe because Van Dyke's closed. But there is an issue with traffic on that corner. Twice today, we had people run right through the stoplight there. And I see that so often, and I'm concerned that there's gonna be an issue there. The next one is, okay, now we've got the car wash. It talks to me all night long. I could hope that he could turn that off for the nighttime so I don't keep jumping up to go see who's in my driveway, because it talks. And some nights are clearer than others, of course, you know how the wind takes that. Now, is there a possibility of anybody taking a look at maybe dropping the speed limit out a little farther, putting in some rumple strips, to slow people down. I have semis coming up there that barely stop, you know, and then they're right up on everybody, and then everybody's gotta back up so they can turn. That may not be a concern of yours, but it is of mine, because there's no way to stop them. If they get in an accident, they're probably gonna be in my living room or my bedroom, one or the other. What happens to the ditch between my place and the car wash? He had went to talk to everybody and nobody claimed that ditch. Now, there's a ton of water runs through there, so he cleaned it out for us both. Because the county had come in and cleaned that ditch, and then all the water for 3 years has run through my backyard. So my backyard became the ditch. Since he's cleaned it out, and we haven't had any issues yet, but I actually put more dirt as a rim along that end too. So when we get this building going on, is anybody taking a look at, to me, that little property that's on my corner that is a woods, has anybody checked to make sure that's not wetlands? We have snapping turtles, wood ducks, geese, deer, everything are in there. They come out through my yard. They lay their eggs and stuff, so I'm not sure. I looked at this plot, and it was my fault I wasn't there, but it doesn't really show me exactly where this buildings are gonna be. I understand that they're taking down that house and the buildings behind it, but then how far over does it come? So that's a question of mine, because that little piece of woods could be wetlands. And you don't just say, okay, I'm gonna move wetlands. Wetlands are a certain type of material that's in the soil to help soak up the water. And I just wanna make sure we take a look at that at some point. What other restrictions are gonna be on this storage unit? How much toxicity is gonna go in there? Are we gonna have guns in there? Are we gonna have things that are explosive in there? What are the rules on that? Has the township looked at any of
That would all
that?
be part of the special land use approval, what
Okay.
happened at the meeting.
And the next question is, can that home be recycled? That's what CNA does up in Burville. They take those houses apart. The brick can be used somewhere else. It doesn't just get demolished and thrown into a landfill. So that was just another question of mine is, you know, can we take a look at reusing what materials are there and not just throwing them into a landfill? So the road is my biggest concern. You know, how much traffic is that gonna produce? And if they almost get hit like I do every day turning into my driveway, we've gotta slow that traffic down somewhere before you get to the stop sign. Thank you.
Well, the traffic in Armada's a issue on every road. We just went through the whole speed signage thing at the last meeting. We have people driving 70 plus on Cape Back Road passing people, and there's just no way to get the county to either police it, because there's no place for the police to pull off to the side, and if they do get engaged in trying to get behind somebody, they're already in the middle of 10, 15 cars. So it's very problematic.
You, you can watch that meeting, Rose, if you have YouTube. You can watch, you don't? Okay. Because it was a long one, because I did watch it. And they did talk about that not being a wetland. So the planning commission did a thorough job on researching that out, and it is not a wetland. The house is gonna be, from what I understand, knocked down, and I did talk to the uncle, and he said that the house was just, it needed to be gone.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know, but that would be something that, you know, I think that if we reached out to them, and I'll reach out, just say is, you know, that was a concern, that if anything can be recycled, but kinda doesn't sound like it.
Well, and
But I
did
will
say
ask.
this, I've worked my entire life,
Yeah,
and this is what I own,
yeah.
and now I'm surrounded by noise, traffic, and garbage, because all that stuff, even as hard as you contain it, blows into my yard. And I have to go pick it up out of the ditch, I have to go pick it up out of my yard, and it's just one of those things I want you to acknowledge of. I've worked all my life, and now I can't, it's lit up like a Christmas tree around there, so I'm sure this is gonna add more lighting if it's gonna be secure.
So that, all those things would be something that the planning commission would look at when they got a site plan. They don't even have a site plan Right now, this is just to rezone it,
Okay,
and then they will bring in a site plan, and that definitely you would wanna be at that meeting and
all right.
just like make sure that, like, address these issues. And then they can decide, they can like put in place, what does the ordinance state as far as green belt, barrier, fence, whatever it is.
And lighting is
Mhm.
also addressed with
Yeah.
shields on the lights and so many, was it
And the,
candles?
and the noise, well, if it's,
So-
not- well, you know, but that's
Lumens.
stuff that they don't know,
I was
if,
having a senior
if
moment.
it's not being told. So that like these are issues that can be taken
Is
to
that,
the owner and just say, hey, can we
Yeah.
reduce that noise? Can we dim the lights a little bit? Whatever, that's stuff that can be
has
addressed.
that car wash been there long enough? Is before our
Been
lighting
there a long
ordinance?
It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
and Nancy owned it.
Yeah, it's been there a long time.
Oh, wow.
As far, but I,
That's a
As
long
far as I
time.
can think.
light pollution is significant, I get that.
The problem is with the new automatic car wash, it welcomes you all night long. So there should be able to, in this day and age, be able to have a sensor on there that if somebody pulls up, they can welcome them after 11 o'clock or whatever. But I hear that, and I'm unfortunately
Oh.
come from out of town, I was a farm kid. I hear doors close up here and I'm jumping up to see who's in the driveway. So, and we've had our barn broken into. North Center's had break-ins. So we're listening for that, and then when you hear that talking all night, you can't leave your windows open. You know,
Oh, my
'cause
gosh.
it's a concern, you just hear it.
I wasn't aware that it
See,
talked. That's
Yeah,
what-
I didn't know it was gonna happen either, cause
Okay.
it's fine, but
Yeah.
it talks all night long, so.
Here's a motion and a second on the rezoning. Thank you for sharing your concerns. And there is, like they say, a special land use that'll
Okay.
need to go with the building is where you'll make the point
All right,
for
So-
them to address that.
So, thank you. As far as our discussion, so this is obviously adjacent to the car wash, which is zone B2. And as far as the master plan, it was anticipated that growth would ultimately allow this parcel to be B2. So this meets our master plan.
Between Karis's place and the car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murray,
Yes,
Swike, yes, Job,
Yes.
Getzinger,
Yes.
Peter,
Okay. Now we have a special land use proposed from for Semco Energy Gas Company. Semco purchased a piece of property and they're putting in I believe it's a valve station, switching station. So, go ahead.
I'll make the motion to approve the special land use as recommended by the planning commission for 16671 Irwin Road, parcel 130208300011 for a public utility building as it meets all standards of section 16.01 of the Armada Township zoning ordinance 114 with the following conditions. 1, evergreen landscaping is added on all 4 sides of the property except at access points and utilities. 2, obtain full site plan approval. 3, receive approval for all variances. The variances required are for installing an 8-foot fencing with barbed wire and for using gravel for the driveway and parking area. The site plan was conditionally approved pending a landscaping plan as indicated, addressing all engineering and fire department issues and receiving the requested variances.
support.
I do have the updated site plan already. There's 2 things that he's going to add to it, and, but I've got landscaping plan.
Cool.
As far as the fence, that still needs to go through ZBA.
September 30th is going to be that meeting.
Any discussion? Anything else? Murray?
Yes,
Swike, yes. Job?
Yes.
Getzinger?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes. Website update. Shoemaker Group has done some extensive work on it. I like the way it turned out, actually.
Yeah, it's turning out really nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Adam, was it Adam from Schumacher that's been asked?
Yes.
Okay, he wanted to know.
Chris has done a lot of
Yeah,
work on
yeah,
that.
yeah, I've looked at it, it's a nice job. They want to indicate that they want to do drone photos, and they could do that for $250,
Yeah.
but we would have to,
We would
Give
have
it
to identify
by the
what
pi-
we
the
wanted them
pictures.
to take pictures of.
Yeah,
I did provide a lot of the pictures from our master plan update, but he posted that, he added them to the website, yesterday, and he said a lot of them are
Are
very
blurry.
blurry because they're just not high enough quality. So, it's up to the board if they wanna do that, or we can, I believe I sent a link to the development site to everyone.
Yeah.
If you wanted
Yes.
to go out
Yep.
and take a look at what he did,
yeah, it's good.
so.
Yeah, I like the icons, and I like the way that you've got the ordinances broke up into regulatory and zoning, so they're broken out from each
Yeah.
other.
It's a lot easier to find and read.
It's a lot more user-friendly.
Yeah, it is. So tonight we would just be approving, the
Just for
$250
pictures.
expense.
For drone
We're
photos.
approving the $250?
Mhm.
Okay,
I'll make that motion to approve $250 for drone photos for the website.
support.
Murray?
Yes.
Swak, yes. Job?
Yes.
Getzner?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes. Township Park Playground donation.
Oh, I'll take this one. In 2019, the township added onto the play structure, obviously. And when that was originally brought to the board, it was a matching grant from private funds. You know, Friends of Armada kind of facilitated that, but it was through businesses and individuals. And a part of that discussion, originally, the intention was to put a plaque with, with different funding levels, recognizing those who donated. It's been too long, things got away, and so I was part of that, and I'm trying to kind of finish that, and I'm requesting permission from the board to place a bronze plaque on a rock, in the park near the play structure. So I included in the packet is, I've never designed one, so I put basically the information I was thinking should go on the plaque in a format to send it out and get a formal proof from a company, so things could change. These are the donors. I haven't even contacted the donors to verify how they would like their name to be on the plaque, so that could change. I did speak with Carl Cross Brothers, who's about to do the work at the entrance, and asked him about the ability to get a large rock. I'd like something permanent, that would be out there, and he was all for that, so I need to verify with him really what the cost of that donation is. His company is on here, but it may not be in the correct spot. Maybe that may be a larger expense than where I'd listed it. But again, if the board approves, that my motivation right now was while they're doing the construction, this would be the optimal time to place that stone, and then I would continue working with the Mid-Michigan Monument, who provided a quote, work with them to get a proof that would come back to the board for approval before anything was constructed. Private funds are available to pay for this. There's no matching, there's no expectation of matching, and I expect there will be some funds left over, which will be donated to the township, for the park. So intention would be to work with Gary Gettle to see if
Like
there's
for
any needs he
future.
has out
Okay.
there, yeah.
Okay.
And if the board has any comments on what the plaque should say, if there's something they don't like here as far as the formatting now, I'd be happy to take any of that feedback, so that I can discuss it with Mid-Michigan Monument. On the drawing that was attached, it kind of shows a corner, which seemed like a good spot for it, where it does not obstruct the view from, say, the pavilion to the playground for, parents who are watching their kids play, but it still is out there visible to those who were to come up to it. And again, part of it, it's in the wood chip area, so it's not like a maintenance issue where it would be proposed, so.
Would it be more appropriate to put it on the sidewalk side, since everybody pretty much comes up in front of the bathroom?
It could be wherever the board sees it's appropriate. This just seemed like,
I'm just thinking exposure,
yeah, well, part of my concern was access with an excavator that may be
Oh.
setting it, and not wanting to cross the more ground than needed. Part of it too was just finding a spot that didn't obstruct the view from, again, the pavilion to the play structures themselves, as far as that was a consideration when I was placing it, where you can see, and they're not, hiding behind it or worried about that. But if that's the place, that was a consideration too. The lead walk just offset from the lead walk between the first phase and the second phase. that can certainly be field located. This was just for discussion. If it's approved by the board, then,
I think that would be a good spot.
right,
Yep,
okay.
I think that would be nice.
That'd be
I think
fine.
that's a wonderful idea. Wonderful.
Yep, thanks, Jim, it works for me.
So you're gonna get some finished artwork, or?
Yeah, so I'd like approval so that I can
Move
continue my
forward.
discussions with Cross Brothers for placing a rock, a boulder, and also, continue discussion on the plaque, so.
Right. You have your motion for that?
I do. I'd like to make a motion to authorize the purchase and placement of a rock with a donation plaque in the township park and to coordinate receipt of funds from Friends of Armada prior to delivery of the plaque.
I'll support that. Mary?
Yes.
Swack, yes, Getzner?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes,
Patrick?
And again, once this is designed, it'll be brought back to the board and then ordered, and then again, Friends of Armada would
Perfect.
give the funds to the township, but the township would physically pay for it though, so it's through the township. Thank you.
Trustee Joe?
no, good.
Trustee Getzinger?
No, thank you.
Treasurer Murray?
Just some, real quick, it's been a crazy busy week,
forgot about,
and
I apologize, we added an item.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, they did, yeah,
Shoot, we
MTA.
did. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay.
oh, yeah,
MTA,
For the, to send the supervisor-elect to the MTA training in Frankenmuth. It's $150 now, because it's past the early,
is that your motion?
yeah.
I'll second that.
So this is an in-person training?
In-person training in Frankenmuth.
MTA does great programs and training.
Is it one day?
It's one day.
It's one day.
It's all
Okay.
day.
Mm-hmm.
And you've spoken with Chris Crotchy, and he's interested in attending that?
Yep,
Okay.
he'll go.
And then just to be perfectly clear, would there be mileage involved that's in addition to this? Would we expect that?
We usually pay mileage.
But he just said no, there would be
No,
no
no mileage.
mileage, so.
Just the class. And they feed you lunch, so we don't have to pay lunch. Joe?
Yes,
Swack, yes, Murray?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Getzinger?
Yes.
Treasurer Murray?
Okay, so just a quick update. Chris and I have been extremely busy the last few days, all month, but the last few days. As of today, we have taken in a little more than 75% of all of the tax money billed. There is some still escrow stuff to be gone through, so we've got a few more days. Taxes are not due until the 16th because the 14th falls on Saturday. So we will be here until 5 o'clock on Monday. So, and that's it.
I just want to thank Mr. Mel, our building inspector, for fixing the molding as you go up the steps, if anybody noticed.
We
It's
did
fixed.
notice.
no,
He
I
did that
didn't.
for me,
Yes.
so, thank you. Thank you to Mel.
Then I have an update. We didn't get it in the code report, but today, early afternoon, we got notice from the attorney's office that Boo Boo's Boneyard was denied reconsideration of their motion in
And
the
I forwarded
appellate
that
court.
to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's over.
Yep.
Thank you.
And again, thoughts and prayers to the families that lost their loved ones and our first responders in 9/11. Following that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn our meeting at 7:39.
Wow, I'll
Support.
second.